Feathers from Heaven Tarot. So today I'll be doing a reading on your future spouse. So we're going to find out who your future spouse is, kind of their personality, maybe what they do, and then we're going to find out when you'd meet them, how and when. So we've got 3 piles for you to pick from: pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3. Have a look at whichever image resonates with you the most, and the timestamp will be in the description box below. Hi there, my lovely pile number 1. So that's for those who picked the first image, so pile 1. Let's have a look at who your future spouse is. So who will your future spouse is? So maybe try and find out a little bit about their job, what they do, what they're like. So we'll just see what oracle card comes out. Let's have a look. Okay, we have the Warrior. Let's get one more. And we have the Rescuer. So let's have a look. So with the Warrior, we have strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, self-sacrifice in conquering the ego, and then we have light attributes, provide strength, support to others in crisis, acts out of love, with no expectation of reward. So I feel like your future spouse is someone that's has very strong beliefs, and they are someone that's quite protective over their loved ones, or if they feel there is injustice going on, they will stand up for what's right. So this person is not kind of scared to tell people what's what, especially if they see someone being mistreated, or you know, or something is happening which is unfair to the other party. They will speak up, and they will actually try and intervene, and they're not going to stand for seeing someone being hurt. So in the way of Rescuer, they just like to provide strength and support to others. So they're someone that's kind of very giving. They're someone that's very caring, giving and honest. But more importantly, they don't let things fly by. So they will, if they see something's not right, they will pull someone up on it. They won't keep quiet. So it could be, you know, something as simple, if they have an office job, and you know, someone's kind of throwing their weight around or being kind of pushy with their colleague, but their colleague doesn't want to speak up for themselves, or you know, they're just kind of quiet. But if they see something happening in front of them, like in a team meeting for example, they will actually say something. So you know, they will probably sort of say, you know, your attitude's a bit uncalled for, or you know, what you're asking for is unrealistic, your expectations aren't realistic, or something along those lines. So they're not confrontational, but if the needs be, then they will speak up to the unfairness that they are witnessing. Okay, so that's their type, their personality. I feel like because this is a general reading, you know, I can't pinpoint their career as such, but this will be applicable in any work that your future spouse is in. So whether they are, you know, sort of more manual worker, labourer, or they are, you know, office worker, whichever, you know, whichever field they fall in, or you know, whichever field they work in, that would, you know, the personality traits would be applicable to any of them. Okay, this person doesn't come from ego. So even if they're sticking up for someone, or they are pulling someone up on their bad behavior, it's not out of ego. It's not because, you know, they're feeling defensive, or, you know, they don't like the tone, or they're feeling triggered. It's not at all from that perspective. It's literally from the perspective of being you know, the person's unfair, or being unfair, and that's kind of what they are able to see. So this person doesn't act from ego. They're not egoistic. They don't do things for the sake of a reaction, or for what others will think of them, or how others will respond to their behavior and action. They're more so, you know, doing the right thing, and it doesn't sit well with them if you know, they keep quiet. It won't sit well with within themselves. So, you know, they will feel agitated, or they will feel they won't feel calm. They will feel unwell, really. So it's kind of part of their life purpose and who they are, to be that way, and you know, to shine, just to shine in the way that they are, okay, and to they provide strength. So with you, in your relationship, this person, your future spouse, will be someone that will provide strength. So if you're feeling down, you're not sure about something, or, you know, you've had a hard day, someone's been, you know, mean, or, you know, whatever it is, there will be that kind of person that will help you maybe see how to deal with it, or how to overcome it, or, you know, how to come at it from an empowered point of view rather than a victimized point of view. So there's someone that's very supportive, very caring, and that is their main goal. That's their main purpose in life, is first of all to look at how the person will feel, or just to live a very peaceful but fair life, okay? So within your relationship, this person will be very fair. They will, you know, they will share responsibilities equally. If they feel like you have a strength in one area, and, you know, their strength is in another area, they will really identify that, and you know, they will happily say, well, you know, you're really good at the finance, so, you know, you can help budget for the year, or for the month, or for the holiday. I'm not so great at that, but you know, I'm really good at planning, you know, so putting together a plan, and or holidays, and, you know, destinations, where to go, so the research in terms of where to go, the you know, what hotel to book, the entertainment that the hotel has, and things like that. So then they'll take care of that. So even though everything's fair and equal, they also understand that everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and they will kind of show up for, you know, where maybe your strength is you're not so skilled in one area, but they are, then, you know, they will show up for their side, and vice versa. They will allow you to be yourself, and you know, do kind of what you are naturally skilled at. As I said, you know, you might be kind of financial side, you might be really good with that, so they will trust and leave that to you, okay? So let's have a look. What else we get from your person. So who is pile number one's future spouse? It's too many cards. Right, who's pile number one's future spouse? Okay, So your future spouse, pile number one, we've got compassion, finding, reconciliation and friendship. So I feel like for some of you, you'll be friends first with this person. So you'll develop a really strong friendship, which obviously would then go into dating, and then you'll get married. So there'll be a really strong foundation and roots within your relationship. First and foremost, you're going to be really good friends with your spouse. You know, the friendship that you two will have, the bond, is going to be so strong where you can talk about anything. You can you know, voice your opinion. And I feel like if you've dated for a while, or you're going to date for a while before obviously it moves into, you know, a kind of long-term commitment or marriage, take it as it resonates, because not all of you would want to get married, so it can be a long-term partner. But if you've had a disagreement, they're quickly going to want to resolve that situation. They're not going to want to keep it in an area where you guys are not talking for a very long time. For others of you, your future spouse could be someone that you've grown up with, or you've known from educational institute from before. You were friends, you might have dated, broken up and come back together, or you might have literally just you know, been friends, gone your separate ways, and then met later on down the line, you know, as life goes on, and you come back together, and you know, start dating, the friendship grows, and obviously it turns into a long-term commitment. So so that's what I can see with that. And also I feel like with some of you that were really good friends before, and then you went your separate ways, this person was always trying to find you. They are, you know, they always felt that strong bond that you had between you two. So there was always, you know, if you lost touch, they would, you know, they try and see, or if they could bump into you, or you know, check your social media, or social medias, Facebooks and things like that, to see if they could find you. But I feel like with those, for those of you that this resonates with, it kind of, you ended up meeting in a synchronicity, in a sort of synchronicity was involved with your meet up, so it was totally unexpected, or it will be totally unexpected, sorry, for some of you. Also what I can see is your future spouse or your future long-term partner is someone that's always going to want to find a way to resolve any conflict. So it doesn't, you know, things where you might not agree on, or you guys might have a different point of view, they're going to want to find a way that's going to be compromising. So they're going to want to compromise and find a middle ground where you're able to come to a mutual agreement, and that's very important to them, you know, because they're not one to want to get you to do something that you're not you know, you're not feeling 100%, or it's going against your morals, or you're going against your will, so to speak. So they would really feel uncomfortable if they know that. So what they would want to do is find a way where you can both compromise, but where the solution sits well with you two, both of you, and you're able to move on. So one person's not feeling hard done by, or one person's not feeling like they're having to hugely change something they don't believe in order to compromise to make the other person happy. So this person is going to be someone that's done all the shadow work, so you might meet later on down the line. So when you're a bit older in life, and you've had a bit of life experience, that's kind of when you two will come into union for that, you know, the last for that long-term relationship. But your future spouse or your future long-term partner is someone that's very compassionate. They've also, as I said, they're able to see things for what they are. So they're not easily fooled. They're, you know, people can't pull the wool over their eye, and you know, they're not superficial in that way. So they don't look at, you know, where some people look at things and they take things for face value. Your future spouse does not do that. They don't take things for face value. They are someone that's going to find out a bit more information before taking it to the next step, to the next level, or just, you know, taking things to, or committing to something, so to speak. So you know, they're not easily fooled. There's someone I get that's going to be very loyal. They don't have, you know, that wandering eye. Someone else can't help make them turn their heads. You know, when you two meet, they giving their whole heart and soul to you. So they are very loyal in that way. So yeah, that's what I see. And let's see if we can get any more information about who your future spouse is. Okay, who is pile number one's future spouse? Who is pile number one's future spouse? Help me connect the energies of pile number one. Give me a bit more information about their future spouse. Okay, so we have the Lovers, the Four of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So yeah, so we get with the Lovers here a real soulmate energy, a really strong bond, that equal yin and yang situation. So regardless of gender, it's the energy, so that balancing masculine and feminine energy that you will both have. So one person might be more of the energy of the feminine and the other one will be sort of the masculine energy, but together, when you come together, it will be that perfect balance and you will complement each other. So your person is someone that's very loving, caring. It's kind of divinely orchestrated as to how you two will come together or will meet. For some of you, there are certain lessons or there are certain experiences that you need to have before you come together with your future spouse. So it's not something that, you know, it might not be something for some of you that you know, happens very young. So when you're very young. For others, like I said, it could be that you start off as friends, or you kind of went to school, college, or uni together, and then you kind of went your separate ways, did work, focused on your career, and then you kind of meet back again later on. But for the both of you, I just see that when you come together, it will be something that is, as I said, divinely orchestrated. It's something that both of your angels and spirit guides are navigating you towards. So as soon, you might feel like you're experiencing things out of nowhere, or you know, or you've either had some sort of relationship that really taught you, and you've broken up, and it might not have been pleasant, but however you've learned some sort of lesson from it. Or you might have had some experience within your work or career where, you know, you've had to really work through, and that's just kind of part of, you know, things that you've got to work, understand and learn before you come into union with your future spouse. So as it will happen at a time when you least expect it. It might be at a time where, you know, you've kind of done a lot of the work, you've been focusing on your career, or you've been focusing on yourself, and you know, you're quite disciplined with what you've doing, but you feel like there's that element that's missing. You know, you're missing your you're just missing that deep love and that deep connection. So it's going to be at a time where you're just thinking, well, you know, I don't know, the people I'm dating, they're not really hitting the mark, they're not really understanding me, we're not having this kind of connection, what's going on, you know, is there even anyone out there for me? But out of nowhere, this person will come into your life, okay? Again, it could be at a time where you are maybe still learning. For some of you, it could be a time where you are just new in a new career or a new job, or you've changed to a new career where you're learning new skills, or you're learning the new way of doing something. For others, it could be where you're straight out of university and you're working and you are still, you know, building your experience and still building yourself and still learning and researching, and you're not like fully in that 100%, you know, where you're kind of mature and fully knowing and fully experienced. So you're kind of still in that learning phase. So it could be, you know, you're still studying. For some of you, you might be doing some sort of study at the time, or for others it could be you've gone into work but you're kind of new into the role, or you're new into that career path, okay, that you've chosen, or you've recently changed in career path. So I feel that's kind of when you might meet, but it will really feel like a wish come true. So your relationship with your future spouse, you know, when you first come together or you get together, it's going to be like, oh my god, I really can't believe it. You know, you can't believe the way you meet, you can't believe the way you've come together, or, you know, what you've had to overcome, and then you're finally, you know, like, oh my god, you know, I can't believe kind of it was you all along, kind of thing is what I'm getting. You know, we used to know each other, we used to stay up late at night talking to each other, or you were in another relationship kind of thing when we were talking, but you know, we're at this point now, it's amazing, and when you come together, so it's going to be like a real wish fulfillment when you get together with your future spouse, okay? So let's have a look at who they are. So let's look maybe what we can get in terms of their looks and personality. So looks and personality for pile number one. Looks and personality for pile number one, this person. Looks and personality. So your person might be an extrovert, which makes sense with the warrior oracle card, where they're not scared to speak their truth. They're not scared to say how they feel and, you know, what they feel. We've got practical, so this person is practical, they're logical, and we've got logical again. So yeah, this person is very logical. They are not so heart-led. So when I say they're not so heart-led, they are very compassionate, loving and caring, but they don't react out of emotions. They literally think, right, you know, before they speak, and they think about their actions. You know, if I say this, what consequence will it have? You know, if I'm sticking up for this person, or if I don't believe this is right, why don't I believe? What have I seen to justify my my reaction? So it's all practical and logical. They don't just you know, just come out the blue. We've got spontaneous, so I feel like within your relationship, this person's going to be spontaneous and playful. So we've got playful, and this person might have facial hair. So they basically, they might you know, decide one weekend, look, we've both been working really hard, let's just go away for the weekend. I've booked us, you know, I've booked us a little spa weekend, or a little lodge, be it Airbnb, something along those lines. But they can be spontaneous in that way and playful. So they are not scared to tap into their child, into their inner child, and just to enjoy life. So in terms of physical appearance, the only card that's come out was facial hair. Let's see if anything else comes up. Let's see if anything else comes up. So popular, yeah, so your person is going to be someone that might have been popular in the past or might be popular now. So it might be that they are they're someone that people look up to at work, or you know, depending what they do. For some, they might have a social media page or Instagram where they post, you know, things on justice and you know, fairness and things like that. That's for some, not for all, because it's quite what's the word, specific. We've got feminine, so this person is very in touch with their feminine side. So when I say that is, you know, if they're needing to be more, you know, compassionate, caring and work from the heart, then they're not, you know, they can easily do that, because even though they're logical and with their actions, if something needs their attention differently, then they're able to lean into that. And finally, we've got glasses and we've got quiff. So this person might have a quiff. And at the bottom of the deck, I've got masculine. So yeah, this person's very balanced with the feminine and the masculine. They've just got that energy. But also with the lovers, I feel like you guys will be soulmates and you will really complement and balance each other out. So that's what I see in terms of their personality and looks. Not too much has come out in terms of their looks. So that's that. And now we're gonna have a look at where and how. So where and how might you meet? Where and how. So it might be around Christmas time or December time that you guys will meet your future spouse. So any Christmas time, so through friends and family. So it could be you're invited to a family party, family dinner, where someone's brought their friend along. So through friends and family, through a family function. What else can I get in terms of when? So for some, it will be in around autumn time. So it doesn't have to be this year, guys. It can be in general in autumn. It will be when you're well established within your career. I've got winter and I've got spring for some. And let's get one more card of when. So career came out, you know, within the reading quite a lot. So we've got as well during gym or sporting activity for some of you. Again, it will be different for all of you because there's quite a few of you watching this. And then we've got Easter time. So Easter is around spring here. And then obviously we've got Christmas and winter come out, autumn. During, you know, you could be out in the gym doing a particular sport or activity where you meet, and for others it will be, you know, through friends and family. So that's what I see for you, pile number one. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and I will be doing future spouse reading on my channel, so feel free to subscribe so you don't miss when I post new videos. But I wish you a beautiful day and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hi there, my lovely pile number two, and welcome to your reading. That's for you, that's for those that selected the image of a guitar with flowers. So that's for pile number two. Let's have a look at your future spouse. So, just move that there. Right, so let's find out if we get information about who this person is. So, who is pile number two's future spouse? Please help me tap into pile number two's future spouse and to find out who they are. So who is pile number two's future spouse? Pile number two's future spouse, please. Pile number two's future spouse to me. Just the one, please. Just one. Who is pile number two's future spouse, please? let's just take, that's too many, so let's take the top one. Right, so pile number 2, your future spouse. So we have Virgin and Hero or Heroine. So Heroine. So we've got maintaining a symbolic purity of heart and spirit, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So for those, for some of you, your future spouse is someone that could literally be a virgin when you meet them. So it could be a time where you are both, you know, kind of sort of the younger stage of your life. This person is at a time where they are learning and they are just started their journey through life of so we've got a personal empowerment. So for a lot of you that are that have chosen pile number 2, I feel like it will be in the earlier stages of your life, so you know, take it as it resonates. Or it could just be that this person, if it doesn't resonate, it could just be that your person or your future spouse is someone that hasn't had many relationships, okay? So they're not, you know, I'm not getting, you know, player type of vibes. There's someone that's kind of very pure and innocent, not only in their experiences, but also kind of their personality. They're kind of someone that really wears their heart on their sleeve. And they just take things at face value. They don't, you know, they believe people for what they say. They're not someone that will, you know, be, what's the word, defensive or, you know, do you know when you've gone through quite a lot, you're quite kind of jaded, or you don't believe other people, or you don't believe what's been presented in front of you. It's like too good to be true kind of thing. They're like the opposite of that. So, you know, if someone sort of says they are on a particular spiritual path, or you know, they enjoy this kind of a specific discipline, for example, they will very much be like, oh, okay, that's really good, and you know, they won't judge the person, or they won't say, well, that's really silly, or how are you spending your time, you know, you're kind of wasting your time on this activity kind of thing. So they're not they're someone that's kind of very open in terms of open-minded, I would say. So, you know, they'll take people, and they're very accepting of others regardless of who they are and what they are and what they do, okay? Obviously, take into consideration kind of the positive aspects of people, but what I'm getting is this person is someone that is learning, so they could just be finding out what they like, what they don't like, and you know, how they can improve their knowledge in a particular area that they like. So it could be that they've just discovered I don't know, they've just kind of discovered the law of attraction, for example. So there's someone that's on a quest to find out more about it. So maybe they'll do their research, go on a course, watch YouTube channels, do their own reading, find out about the Hermetic principles, you know, where the law of attraction sits within that, or they might, you know, listen to podcasts or read books, you know, and research different authors and find things out. So I feel like this person is going to be someone that's very much on their spiritual development, but also career development as well. So it could be if they want to do something in terms of, you know, they might have studied some, I don't know, engineering, for example, but decided that's not something that they really like, but they really like, you know, they were fascinated and they really wanted to be an electrician, for example. So they would happily just then put themselves onto another course or do some more research, find out about job roles and what they could do. Could they set up their own business and things like that? So they have a passion for their own life journey, and There's someone that's right at the start of it all, so they're not going to be established when you meet them. They're not going to, you know, be someone that has their own business and mature. I'm not getting a mature energy from your future spouse at all. So let's see what other information I can get from your future spouse. Who is pile number 2's future spouse? Who is pile number 2's future spouse? We have transformation, friendship. Pile number 1 got friendship. Pile number 1 got reconciliation too. Okay, so one more please. And commitment. So your future spouse is going to be someone that's going, when you guys meet, so I feel like you'll have a really strong bond. You'll have a really good friendship first and foremost. So especially you know, you might start off as really good friends, like best friends kind of thing, and then obviously it will progress into some sort of relationship, but this person is quickly going to know that they're going to want to commit to you, or they're going to want commitment in their relationship as well. So with transformation, I'm getting that they've transformed in terms of finding their passion in life. So as I said, it could be someone that's, you know, studied in a particular field, but decided to change it based on their passion. Their passion might have changed, their wants and needs would have changed. So they're not someone that's kind of scared to go with the flow and to allow that transformation to happen. Again, it can happen spiritually as well, so where they are you know, going with their understanding, going with the flow, so with and evolving with how they start to live their life, but also with information and how they are with and research, the, you know, understanding about, for example, like I said, the law of attraction, and kind of implementing these changes in their life to allow a huge transformation to happen within their life. Okay, so that's with the transformation. There's someone that's not going to be scared for these transformations to happen in their life. Okay, because things don't always stay still in our lives, things move. You know, we might decide and plan that we are going to do things in a particular way with a particular outcome, but most of the time life doesn't work like that, and you know, things happen, changes happen, and you know, if different things are thrown onto your plate, it's like, how do you deal with it? You know, what do you do with it? But this person is someone that is able to deal and work with it and see what changes can be made in order to have a successful and smooth transformation, you know, for the highest good of themselves and the others. Again, with the reconciliation for you, pile number 2 is going to be slightly different to pile number 1. I feel like with your reconciliation, it could be, you know, if things don't work out or you're having disagreements within your relationship, this person again is going to be someone that's going to bring sort of friendship, love and understanding into it. So for you to come, both of you to come to a mutual agreement. It could be that you've separated for a short period of time and you come together. But during that separation, this person's going to want to know that, you know, you are the person that they want to be with and they would like to commit to you. So they're going to know that straight off the bat, even if you have a tiny little break. But with this reconciliation, it's not going to be something major. It's not going to be, you know, something major in terms of the break, that if you do go on a, you know, go your separate ways. So it could be like you start off as friends and this person doesn't reveal their feelings towards you, and but then, you know, when you come back together, it kind of progresses. So tying into the transformation card, so we're going to look at a few tarot. So we've got 6 of Cups, Page of Cups, we have 5 of Swords, and one more please, 8 of Swords. So I feel, again, with the 6 of Cups, you would have known this person before, so they're not going to be someone brand new. It's going to be someone that you've interacted with somehow or along, you know, when you were younger. and it's someone that might not have shown their feelings toward or how they felt towards you. So you could have been friends for a while, or they could have, you know, before, or someone could have been in another relationship, but they didn't express their feelings, like, you know, I want to be with you, or I find, you know, that they liked you and they have romantic feelings. But I feel like when you guys get together, come back into union, or, you know, cross each other's paths again, they will quickly make that commitment towards you, and they will quickly express their feelings, you know, as if not to make that same mistake again. So when they do that, I feel like your future spouse is going to be feeling very nervous about it. They're going to be like, oh my God, you know, how is pile number 2 going to react when I tell them how I feel about them? You know, is it going to be reciprocated? Are they going to like me too? So I feel like they're going to be quite in their head about it before obviously making that move, or their feelings clear, or, you know, offering you that cup. So this person's going to really have a lot of attraction towards you. I feel like your future spouse is someone that was quite attracted to you when they first met you, even if it was at a time where, you know, they couldn't express it, and you wouldn't have known. So when you come back into union, or you come back into that meeting later on, then they will quickly express that. But I don't feel like it's going to be a huge gap at all. You know, maybe a year at the most, 1 year or 2 years at the very most, but the gap that you will have is not going to be large at all, because I do feel it's going to be, I do feel kind of with the page as well, it's going to be when at the earlier stages of life for you, pile number 2. That's what I'm getting in terms of that. Let's see what else I can get from this. I feel like maybe this won't resonate for all of you, but your future spouse would have had to see you date someone else. So you could have been friends, they could have really liked you, but they didn't express their feelings, and then you might have dated, or you will kind of date someone, and then they kind of have to, you know, they're going to feel quite kind of defeated, you know, like they've lost their chance with you, but then obviously being a future spouse and future long-term partner reading, it's going to be something that obviously after you date this other person, they might come, you'll get in touch, or you'll start speaking, or you'll come into union again, and then it will quickly make that offer again and make their feelings clear. But I think they will, you know, they will try and establish that friendship back again, or it could be for some of you that you are continuing to be friends during all of this, so they've had to stay back, and, you know, they'll continue talking to you, or you're still messaging each other whilst you are in that other relationship. So they are obviously keeping it they're obviously keeping it respectful, you know, clearly understanding the boundaries. They're not obviously overstepping them up, because they don't want to lose you as a friend during that time. But with the Magician here, because they've had a lot of feelings, I feel like they're going to try and manifest you, or manifest the relationship, okay, because they have really strong feelings towards you. It could also be at that time, you know, you are maybe, if you've broken up with your partner, scripting for, you know, your soulmate, and that's when they kind of pop back in, if you kind of lost touch, or sometimes what we have in front of us we don't actually realize. So, you know, something's right in front of our noses sometimes, and, you know, we look outside, or we keep looking further afield, but the soulmate, or the person, you know, that's for you, is right there, right in front of you. And I think that that's going to be a situation where, you know, when you ask the universe for your soulmate, or clear, and then you write that down, they'll bring it to you in the least resistant way. And I feel like that's how you two will come together, because it will be like, for you wouldn't expect it, but for them, they would have had like quite a lot of strong feelings towards you. right from the get-go. Okay, so where you had then decided to sort of say to the universe, you know, I want to date someone that's very caring, loving, and you might, you know, have a particular list that you've put together, and you for some reason wouldn't have noticed your person, but then the universe will make it click for you, like you wake up and the penny will drop and things will just fall into place. So that's quite specific, and that's kind of a specific kind of storyline that I've got in terms of that. So that's what I can see with the tarot. So let's see in terms of where and how. So where and how will you meet your future spouse? So let's have a look what we can get. Where and how. No, sorry, it's not where and how, it's looks and personality of your future spouse. So who are they? Who is your future spouse? Who are they? How are they? So let's see if we can get personality traits and maybe physical appearance. So your future spouse is going to be someone that's going to be very romantic. There could be a water sign, doesn't have to be. In terms of the physical appearance, I get undercut and textured top, so it could be a particular hairstyle for the masculines, or it could be for the feminines too. Your future spouse is going to be very protective over the relationship and you, but in a healthy way. You know, they're just going to be like, oh, this is my person kind of vibe, you know. Don't be checking out my pile number 2, that's my girl, that's my guy. So, you know, healthy protectiveness, nothing toxic. Your future spouse is going to be someone that's very disciplined. So with earlier on where we picked up on the fact that they'll research more information, or, you know, they're on their life journey, so it could be their career journey and things like that. So they'll be disciplined in the learning that they need to do to get to where they want to be, or to acquire additional knowledge and things like that. So in that way they're going to be quite disciplined, but I feel like they're going to be disciplined where they really wanted you back, or they knew they liked you, or they wanted you. They kind of were disciplined with keeping for some of you, not for all, keeping in touch with you, but keeping the boundaries in place, you know, continue speaking to you. So they were very disciplined and invested. Your future spouse is going to be someone that's going to be very playful. What else can we get in terms of personality? We've got bob haircut. We have play sports, so your future spouse might play sports. What else? Bob haircut might be, well, yourself or your future spouse. Oh, too many. Let's have a look. So I've got quite a few that's come out of here. So we've got feminine. So again, we work out. We've got so we play sports. We've got works out. So your person's going to be very into the gym, or if they are playing sports, they're going to be very invested in their sports. They're very disciplined to keep going to the gym or to keep playing that sports. There can be a bit of a wallflower. They like to dress casually. So with a wallflower, you know, they are someone that can be shy at times. They are very easygoing. We've got does martial arts, so we've got play sports, works out, and does martial arts. So your person's going to be definitely very sporty. And I've put them there. Hold on, pile number 2. Just bear with me a second. Making a bit of a mess. Right. So let's have a look. So we've got dresses casually, easygoing. Yeah, I'm getting very much they're very easygoing, especially kind of with that Virgin Oracle card there. They're just, you know, very innocent, not argumentative at all. Not argumentative at all. Let's see what else we get. One more. Can we get one more? Empathic. So this person's very empathic, very connected to their emotions. Makes sense obviously with the water sign there, and kind of the feminine energy coming out as well. So where and how will you meet? When, maybe when and how. So we've got daytime. It might be out of nowhere and unexpectedly if you lost touch with them, whilst shopping, during a concert or gig. What else? Let's get a couple more. Some of you might be online, so as I said, with the texting and messaging, it might be something that you stay in touch, and then it moves into a relationship. So obviously you might be friends for a while, so you might be connecting. For some of you, you might meet them in autumn, or that's when it will take off. And we have out with friends, so obviously that's applicable for those that again have lost touch or not friends before reconciling. So that's when you might meet them again. Take it as it resonates. Okay, so that's what I get for you, my pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up so I know it resonated with you. If you subscribe to the channel, I will be doing future spouse readings. I'll be posting them quite frequently onto the channel. So if you did enjoy it, just subscribe so you are notified when I upload a new video. I wish you a beautiful day, my pile number 2, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hi there, my lovely pile number 3. So let's have a look at your future spouse. So who are they? How will you meet and when? So this is for my pile number 3. Who is their future spouse? Okay, pile number 3. Who's pile number 3's future spouse? Just take the top one. So pile number 3, who is your future spouse? So we've got 3 that wants to come out for you, pile number 3. So we've got advocate, we have inspires you to put compassion into action, seeks solitude to focus intently on their inner life, serves personal creativity, and then we've got mother, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. So your future spouse is someone that's very caring, compassionate. They naturally have an aura around them that inspires others to pursue you know, their own happiness or to act on their own inspiration. Your future spouse is someone that if they feel depleted or if they feel kind of drained of energy from having invested a lot of time in people or being around people, then they will take a step back to recharge and replenish. So, you know, they will sort of take time out to spend time perhaps in nature, or just to need some, if they need some downtime, just spend some time alone, just to reflect and, you know, just recharge their batteries. But your person is very caring and patient as well. So they're not judgmental, your person, so they have a very open mind. They also, when they take time out to spend within to reflect or to replenish, that's the time they get inspiration as well. So they may get ideas to do things differently, or they may get ideas for a creative project, or they may get an idea like if they are having a difficult time communicating with someone, or they're having a bit of a difficult time navigating around a situation at work or in a particular part of their personal life, then the ideas will come to them as how to navigate around that, and that's during that solitude and during that time when they're focusing on their and reflecting. So your person is, I would say, quite sensitive, so there might be a water sign. So I'm getting sort of maybe water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, but you know, I'm also, there could also be an earth sign where, you know, they're quite grounded, so they know, you know, when to retreat, when to ground themselves, you know, when they need to rebalance their energy. So your person, it does, I'm not getting a particular occupation here, or a particular area where they're working, because I feel like this personality trait or who they are, it can be you know, it can be taken and translated and transferred into any career. You know, so if they work in the medical field and they're a doctor, then they would be a very caring, compassionate doctor. If they're a teacher, then there would be again a very caring, compassionate teacher that looks to understand what's going on with their student, or you know, if their student needs particular learning, have learning requirements, then they will get to the bottom of it rather than just delivering the normal curriculum or syllabus as it is. They might adapt to that person or that child's needs. So it doesn't really matter, you know, where they're at, whichever field they're working in, they are very compassionate in their field, they're very caring, but I feel like they will bring a lot of compassion to your relationship. So for yourself, they will inspire you to put compassion in any situation. So if you're having a little disagreement, or you're not agreeing in a particular or not coming up to, with an agreement in a decision that you are going to make, then they will come at it from a compassionate point of view rather than a self-gain point of view, to see what could be done, you know, to meet the needs of you and themselves as well, or anyone around. Okay, I feel like if, you know, you decide to have children, this person, your future spouse, will be very caring as well, especially if during your pregnancy, they will be very caring. They will very much you know, tend to your needs. If you need, you know, you're uncomfortable, or you know, you need a particular size pillow, you know, to get you comfortable, then they will go out and make sure they get that for you. So you know, they will try and make your life as comfortable as possible during that time. So in that sense, they're very compassionate, and they're also very patient as well. So you know, if you need time to make a particular decision, or you need time to come to a decision, if you are like moving house, or buying a property and you're not too sure, but they've made up their mind, they will give you that time to make up your mind and, you know, decide on what's right for you. So they're not forceful in any way. So your future spouse is not someone that's very forceful, but they do know their mind and they do know who they are. So they, even though they're compassionate, they're not, you know, a pushover. They won't let people take advantage of them, but they do bring compassion into any situation. And as I said, if they feel depleted or they need time out, then they will make sure to take that time out. So you know, working on their hobbies. If it is that you're together at that time, then they, you know, they might just take a day out to go, I don't know, if it's hiking, then they might just say, you know, I'm just going to take an hour to go to the gym, or a couple of hours to go to the gym, or to go hiking. And you know, it's something that obviously you would understand, because you would have chosen this person as your long-time partner. So that's what I'm getting in terms of your future spouse so far. Let's have a look if I can get any more messages with the oracle cards. So we've got love's come out. What else? We've got strength, we have boundaries, and we have willpower. Yeah, so as I said earlier, your future spouse is no pushover. So they, you know, it's not like they're going to let people infringe on their boundaries and have no boundaries. They, even though they're compassionate, kind and caring, they do have boundaries. So you know, they do have things that they will tolerate and things that they won't, and in that sense they do have the strength to say no to people, or to walk away from situations that don't serve them, or to identify when someone is coming from a negative point of view, an egoistic point of view, self-gain point of view, or if someone's coming from a hurtful and a toxic point of view. So because they are very in tune with themselves, their inner self, they're probably quite spiritual, I'm getting. They will be quite connected with their guidance and their inner voice, and they will have the strength obviously to say no to things that they know will not be good for themselves or your relationship. But this person actually comes from a place of that's very caring and loving first and foremost. So you know, when they are putting in place these boundaries, it comes from, you know, a place that doesn't make the person feel uncomfortable. But if they do really need to say a no, it will be no, you know, like, you know, I've told you once, I'm not going to tell you again, like, no, kind of thing. So this person also has great willpower. So if there's something that they are into in terms of their creativity or their art side of things, so their creative side, they nurture their creative side, and they've, you know, have great willpower to keep going and not to put others before themselves. So you know, you can't help anyone else if you're depleted, kind of thing. You know, when you're in an aeroplane and they like put the mask on yourself first before you help others, it's that sort of thing. You know, they make sure that they are full of energy before they give out to others, and that's kind of how they will be in your relationship. You know, they will make sure that they are giving it their all, caring for you, but if it's time where they kind of need to replenish their energy, then they will do so. I feel like they will be very much willing to work at the relationship to make it feel, to make it stronger, to give it great stability, and they'll do so by, you know, communicating well with you. So they're a really great communicator. They're really great at communicating their feelings, but also being in tune with your feelings and asking you kind of how you're feeling, where you're at with the situation, how you feel, what you want to do as well. And so they, you know, they don't just let things simmer, or they just don't let things sit there and pretend it's kind of not happening. So that's really like positive in terms of the communication side of things. And as I said, great willpower. They first and foremost as well with themselves, they're very aware of their actions. So every cause has a cause and effect, sorry, is what I'm trying to say. So every cause has an effect, and they're very aware of that. So they're aware of their own carbon footprint, so to speak, but like more so in the spiritual element, in terms of, you know, what they say, how it affects others, what they do, the repercussions of what they do as well. They're very much grounded and aware, and you know, they care for the environment, I'm getting as well. So you know, they might be big on recycling, or you know, maybe wanting to perhaps save on you know, on energy and things like that. But what I'm saying is that they are very aware of what they do. So they're very conscientious is what I want to say, and conscious of their actions. So in terms of willpower, if they are at work and they are working, I feel like they don't just go to work, oh, you know, alarm's gone off, go to work, get their work done and come home, without any regards for what they've done, you know, how they've spoken to people, how they reacted to a query, a customer's query, or a client query, or patient query, or how they dealt with it, you know, within the service industry. If they're in a service industry, they're very aware of, you know, giving everything their all. So when they're at work, they give it their all. They make sure that they're doing it to the best of their ability, and they're not just doing it for a paycheck and then kind of coming home, you know, for example, just prescribing, you know, any old medication without actually really understanding if that is going to be the correct one for that patient, for example, or if it's you know, giving them a customer advice, it's not just palming them off and, you know, putting them on hold and, you know, getting them through to another random department, you know. So, you know, you get some people that really don't care about their job. They're just there to do, you know, 9 to 5, log on and sort of look at the clock to log off again, not caring about what they do and how they do it. But this person is very much, you know, aware of their actions and making sure that everything they do is meaningful. Right, so let's see if we get any more information from this person. So, got the Queen of Cups here under love, strength, boundaries. So we've got the Empress, and I'll get one more card. One more tarot, and then we've got the Sun. So I feel like your relationship will be very balanced. You know, your future spouse is someone that's going to make you feel loved, cared for. You know, with the Queen of Cups here, again, it could be their water sign, doesn't have to be, but they are very much you know, connected to their feminine energy, regardless if you're watching for a male, or female. It doesn't matter, it's just the energy that's coming through. So with the feminine energy, it's more of the nurturing side of things, the creative side of things, the building a home side. So this person is going to be very creative, as I said, full of ideas, looking at how they can grow the relationship, how you guys can get stronger together. So they might plan activities for you to do, for you both to do, or they might actually just plan a weekend away, sort of a retreat or something like that, which actually not only is it time for you to get away, but it allow you both to tap into your creative energy. Because sometimes, you know, when we're stressed, we're not sitting down, we're not taking time out, we're not quieting our mind, then messages can't come through, you know, from the divine. So it's kind of from your higher self. So I feel like this person's going to be very much in touch with that. They're going to want to make sure that, you know, you guys have that time out to regroup, recharge. But with the Seven of Wands here, I feel like this person, as I said, you know, it's not all just the lighter side of things. If there is people that are toxic, or there's situations that they need to defend you themselves or the relationship from, then they will stand up, they will, you know, push anything away that is not going to be for the highest good of themselves or the relationship. But I feel like for you, you know, if you do want children, I do see that you guys will have children. If that's something that you want, but it's going to be a very happy relationship. It's going to be a relationship that's always blossoming, a relationship that's very guided by the heart rather than more so by the ego. So it's going to be kind of, I would say, a very spiritual kind of relationship, in the sense that it's not all going to be hunky-dory. It's not going to be all, you know, all it's not going to be, you know, all perfect all the time, but it's majority of the time going to be coming from a place where they're going to want to resolve any situation from a loving place. So they're not going to want to argue, they're not argumentative, you know, they're not going to, obviously they're not going to be narcissistic, they're not going to be all about themselves or what the relationship looks like to others and how they want to portray the relationship. It's going to be, you know, very much about your well-being, their well-being, how the relationship can grow. But I feel like a lot of creativity around this relationship. So it could be that, you know, when you meet your person, you're going to be inspired to follow your dreams, to follow your creative endeavors, your creative project. You know, if you wanted to start a business, or you wanted to go more into sort of the painting, creative arts, then you're going to be following your passion in that way. But whatever your passion is, I feel like this relationship is going to nurture and grow that passion, and it's going to allow you to blossom and to follow your own guidance system and your own inner knowing. So it's going to be a very high vibrational, I would say, relationship. So it could be that you meet them later on in your life when you've kind of worked through quite, you know, anything that's no longer serving you, when you yourself are putting boundaries in place, and able to speak up and, you know, say kind of no and look after your own well-being before other people's. Kind of when you start to do that, you're also going to be attracting your person who is also like that. So that's what I'm getting. So let's have a look in terms of time frame. When will you kind of meet your future spouse? When or how? Let's have a look. When or how will you meet your future spouse? Actually, before when or how, let's get some personality traits or any information on how your person looks. So who is number 3's person? So this person could have an undercut hairstyle with textured top. They could be someone that likes to dress smartly. We've got broad shoulders. They could be an earth sign. So this is a family person, which obviously I got a lot from this reading. They also love cozy time, so they're going to obviously want time to, as I said, recharge their batteries. You know, if it's the weekends that you get together because you're working all week, then it's, you know, making sure the weekend is very special, very planned out. They might, you know, plan a lovely meal, cook a lovely meal, lovely snacks, and put some allocate time for you but guys just to watch TV and cozy up and just have some good quality time together. Let's see who else is pile number 3's person. Yeah, they could be clean shaven if you're looking for a male. So it's regardless of gender. They can be a bit of a wallflower at times. They're very playful, but I feel like you're going to see the playful side of them. So it's not something that they share with everyone else. So the playful side. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of creativity from this person. So they could play a musical instrument, or you might start playing musical instrument when you meet them, because that might be part of your creative project that you might want to pursue that you've kind of put on hold. They love snuggling and watching movies. So again, that lovely cozy time, that playful energy, that, you know, that what's the word? That time that they want to be spending with you. Quality time is what I'm looking for, quality time. This person could be average height. You know, even if they're male, female, regardless, they might get their nails manicured. High fade sides and a brush top, which is quite specific. They could have green eyes. We've got green eyes, we have grey eyes as well, and we've got spiritual. So as I said, this is a very spiritual connection. This is a connection where this person is very in touch with their inner knowing, inner guidance, and they are coming from a place of a lot of love and care. And one more. Yep, so even though there was a lot of feminine energy, this person could be, you know, masculine. So they do have their they will make sure that if they do need to you know, stand up for the relationship, for yourself or themselves, they will, but also it's within that masculine energy around them as well. For some, not all, there might be a bit of an adrenaline junkie, so enjoy a bit of skydiving, or I don't know, zip lining or something like that. And at the bottom of the deck I have works out. Okay, so that's what I have in terms of their looks and personality. So let's see how and when you might meet. How and when will you meet? So for some, it could be while you're out at a concert or gig, or you're out with your friends at a concert, and you might meet them. So again, it might be when you're, for some I'm getting when you're in your, you know, in your 30s. You might meet them at night or a night out. Again, it could be a friend of a friend. It could be whilst you're traveling, so you could be traveling from work or whilst you're on holiday. How else will pile number 3 meet their person? For some, it could be within a year from now. Let's see what else we get. Pile number 3. Help me tap into pile number 3. When could they meet their person? So autumn's wanting to come out. So autumn, it could be 1 year from now in autumn, or it could be, you know, autumn season, but not necessarily giving us the exact year, because obviously it's not going to be a year from now for all of you, because there is quite a lot of you watching this video. For others, it will be within 5 years, depending on your age, but also for some of you, it could be, you know, you need to work through quite a bit. Some of you might be getting over some karmic relationships that you need to get over, to then, or actually learning to, you know, look after yourself, allowing you, making sure you put yourself first, putting boundaries in place before, you know, you attract this energy. But that's not for that's just for some, not for all. You will know if this is applicable to you. It's when you're going to be out with friends again, so we're getting night, concert, gig, when you're out with friends. So we're getting a lot of nights, a lot of out with friends, a lot when you're out and about. For some of them, you could meet them through work. It could be a colleague, or it could be someone that you meet traveling for work. So it's still through kind of, or others, it could just be a client, a customer. Let's get one more. One more for pile number 3. Can we get one more? For others, it could be when you're at the gym or during a sporting activity. And at the bottom of the deck, I've got religious festival. So for others, it could be during a religious festival where you meet the person. It could be a friend of a friend, or it could be family friend or something like that. And that's all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe to future spouses readings, then I'd love to have you. Otherwise, have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you soon.